Hi, I'm Noko. Welcome to my channel. Today we're working on the entire back with twist, heart openers, forward bends, back bends to open and stretch the shoulders and the upper back and lengthen the muscles of the lower back. I will be using a block. If you don't have a block, you can always use a book. Let's start on our back. I'm going to keep the knees bent. And just taking a few conscious breaths, engaging the lower abdomen. Also taking this moment to bring awareness to the different parts of your back, noticing if there's any tightness, stiffness, discomfort in any area. And if so, make sure that you acknowledge and respect those areas by not pushing yourself beyond your limits. Let's bring the knees to the chest. And I like to start by rocking side to side. Because the pressure against the mat, between the mat and the lower back, really provides a massage to your lower back. And also making circles around the tailbone, targeting different areas of the lower back. Let's extend one leg out. I like to place my hands underneath the knee so I don't put any strain, any pressure on the knee. And inhaling, opening, exhaling, pressing the thigh into the chest. Inhaling, exhaling. With each exhale going a little bit deeper. Let's do one more. We're going to hold it down. Hold it right there, pressing a little bit deeper. And what we're going to do is just move the knee slightly in. You may feel the stretch somewhere else. And out, back to center, making circles with the ankle. Both knees in, switching side. Inhaling, knee up, exhaling down. Last one, we're going to hold it in. Keep pressing your thigh deep into your chest. And let's move the knee slightly in. Slightly outside the ribs. Back to center. Circling the ankle one direction. And reverse. Knees in. Same thing, both knees. We extend the elbows. Coming back. So that's a tiny movement in the lower back. It's a good way to start your day that way. You can do this even in your bed. Feet flat. Let's place the feet as wide as the mat. Opening the arms sideways, pressing the palms down, shoulders down. Tiny windshield wipers. Every time allowing the hips to lift off the mat. And each time going a bit closer to the floor. Inhaling center. Exhaling side. Let's go a bit lower. Inhaling center. Exhaling side. A bit deeper. Let's pause down. Other side. Back to center. Feet hip width apart. Palms down. Working on opening up the shoulders and the upper back. So let's start by striking the shoulders up and down. Just sliding your fingers forth and back, keeping the wrist long, and now away from the mat, and down, and up, and down. Good. Inhaling, opening, exhaling down. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling down. Let's close the eyes and notice the movement in your back. You may start arching the middle and the upper back. And that's what we're doing right now. And remember, throughout all those exercises, your back should never hurt. You should stop right away if you feel any pain. Going a bit further. So right here can be uncomfortable on the shoulders. Feel free to open your arm much wider. You may stop right here. No need to go all the way down or to force. Exhaling down. 2 more. Inhaling. Notice the thoracic spine opening up, and we allow it because that's what we want to do. We want to open up the thoracic spine. Exhaling comes back down. 1 more. Also stretching the shoulders. Good. Let's keep the hands down. Heels close to the hips. This time we're going to do the opposite. We're going to press this lower arch here. If you notice the lower arch, we're going to press it down by pressing the ribs, engaging the belly button towards the spine. So I'm opening my arms so you can sit, but you can have your hands flat on your mat. Inhaling, exhaling. That's a tiny movement. That may be just what you need today. And we're going to go a bit deeper next time by tilting the tailbone up. Inhaling, release. Exhaling, tilt. Going a bit higher every time. One more. Hold it up. So in this position, we're engaging the hamstring, the glute, the lower back muscle. Feel free to lift a bit higher. We're going to combine 2 exercises. As we drop the hips, we lift the arms. Remember to articulate your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So here I start by pressing really the thoracic spine down before I lift my tailbone. And here I start by pressing again my vertebrae from the thoracic spine all the way down. Last one. And rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Extending your right leg out, pulling your left knee in. We're going to do tiny twist, opening the arm sideways. If you are pregnant, no twist for you, just going to keep your hips facing straight. Otherwise, as we exhale, we bring the knee slightly to the opposite side. Inhaling out, exhaling in. Lifting the hips every time, pressing the opposite shoulder down, and going further every time. Maybe some of you may want to go all the way down, but remember there's no forcing, we just find our limit. I like to use the palm of my hand to support my knee and my elbow on the floor, like a tabletop. So it's better to go halfway to have your left shoulder pressing down and to go all the way and to lift your shoulder. Back to center, switching leg. Right shoulder pressing down, right hand pressing down, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Keep the shoulders facing straight up. Still one more, we're going to hold it down. Again, using the palm of my hand, resting my leg. From here, bending the left knee, both knees rolling onto one side and onto your stomach. I'm going to start with the elbows wide. Elbow aligned with the shoulders. Feet wide. Pigeon toe. So toes pointing towards the inside of the mat. Inhaling, we open the heart. Exhaling down. There's no contraction in the glutes or thighs. Now those of you who want a little bit more sensation can bring your elbows a little bit further forward and go a bit higher. Start to place the elbows underneath the shoulders. If this is too much, again you can open much wider. If you want a little bit more, you can move your forearms further forward. Sphinx, we press the shoulders away from the ears. It's another heart opener. We spend most of our day, I would say a large amount of time throughout the day, rounding the shoulders, looking at our phone, look at the computer, driving. So that's a great heart opener. If your posture is not good, over time it creates pain, even injuries. Let's relax. Place the elbows again, align with the shoulders and face down. Just opening, lifting the elbows, hold it there, squeezing the shoulder blades. Hands underneath the shoulders, pushing into child pose. So in your child pose, toes are together, knees wide apart. So if you need to bend your elbows, you can do so. If you can lift them off the floor, you can go a bit deep into your stretch. If you want to go a bit further, you can even lift your wrist off the mat and press your chest down. Really stretching the upper back, shoulders. If you want even more sensations, what you can do, you align your block with your hand, your wrist. Place your wrist on the block and press the chest down. Just keep pressing the tailbone down. Hands on each side of the block. We're going to do a lateral stretch for the spine. We're going to crawl to one side, keeping the elbows extended if possible, keeping the hips low, and pressing the right shoulder deeper towards the mat. With this exercise, we're creating space in the shoulder joint. We're lengthening the upper back muscles. Slowly move to the other side. Again, pressing the left shoulder deeper into the mat. Pressing the tailbone into the heels. And back to center. Okay, leave the block on the side. Let's keep the knees together. And down. Inhaling up into tabletop. Fingers spread out wide. Cat and cow. Inhaling, we open the chest, slightly lengthening the front of the neck, the chin slightly moving upwards, tailbone upwards. And as we exhale, we tuck the tailbone and chin under. Again, with the inhale, we open up. Exhale, we round. Keep going with your own breath. So I do this stretch with almost all my practices. Actually, I start with it. It's one of the first exercise because it gives me a lot of indication about how my back is feeling that day. Let's add one leg. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, round. Again. Hold it right there. Option to hold it here or to reach your right arm forward and back, grabbing the ankle. So those of you who want to go into a deeper back bend, you can always pull your leg up. So your foot should be away from your glute. And exhaling, right. So before we go to the other side, back to cat and cow a different way this time. So let's start in cat and we're going to articulate each vertebrae separately. So we're going to keep the chin under, upper back rounded as we release the low back. Release the thoracic spine. We're still rounding, chin under, and finally chest out, chin up. Now we're going to keep the tailbone lifted as we tuck the chin under. So your tailbone should still be lifted. Rounding the upper back, tailbone lifted. Rounding the thoracic spine and tailbone. Let's do it one more time. Keeping chin tucked under, releasing the tailbone. Thoracic spine, chest, chin, and let's start with the tailbone this time. Tailbone rounds, low back, thoracic spine, my chin still lifted, and chin. And opening up, other leg up, and in, and up. Let's hold it up. Option to extend your left arm out and around, grabbing your ankle, opening your heart. And exhaling cat. Hold it right there. From here, walking the knees back. Walking the hands forward, puppy stretch. So your hips remain stacked over your knees. You can have the elbows bent. So this is an excellent stretch for the entire back. You release any tension in the low back. You open up thoracic spine, upper back, shoulders. And back up. From From here, moving into a down facing dog, tucking the toes under, pushing the chest back, knees are bent, alternating, heels down. Option to keep the knees bent or heels lifted. And inhaling plank. Let's start the modified plank. Staff pose. Hold it right there. Pushing back up. Down facing dog. Inhaling plank or modified plank. Staff pose. Pushing back up. Down facing dog. Let's add a heart opener. Inhaling plank. Staff pose, hold. All the way down. Releasing the toes. Inhaling baby cobra. Or up facing dog if you have it in your practice. Exhaling down facing dog. Last time. Inhaling plank. Staff pose. All the way down. Inhaling baby cobra. Exhaling down facing dog. Let's walk the hands back or the feet forward into a forward fold. So here if you're using a block, okay, you want to avoid having your hands right here hanging in the air because you're straining your low back. Hands can be on the block, however you want to place your block right here to support your spine. You can also bend your knees to allow your chest to get closer to your thigh. Just gonna hang there. This is an excellent stretch for the low back, for the entire back. It decompresses the spine. We use gravity to pull and stretch the vertebrae apart because the entire day we have a lot of pressure into those vertebrae. Now those of you who feel comfortable, you can interlace your elbows and hanging there. Three more deep, slow breaths. Let's walk the hands into a down facing dog. Let's place the knees on the mat. I'm going to place the right foot between the hands. Make sure your knee falls directly over your ankle, foot flat. In, hands under thighs, coming up. So here we're going to start with a twist, different options. One option is to have your right hand on your thigh and other hand around, or you can even grab your wrist and pull. So you twist really from the waist up. If you want to go deeper, you can just grab your low back. This arm can go maybe all the way around. And you twist. So what I'm doing here, I'm pulling this forward and my hip is moving back. So I like this twist because the hips have to keep facing straight front, so we cannot really cheat. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Back to center. Hands to the floor. Let's scoop this back knee further back. If it's uncomfortable on your mat, you can always double fold your mat and place your knee on top of the folded part. And here, just lifting the arms or hands on the thigh is fine too. Stretching the entire spine here. Tailbone is pushing forward, so you're not arching the lower back. And releasing into a down facing dog. Let's walk the feet forward this time. Again, with or without a block, holding this forward fold. Anybody wants to go a bit deeper, you can have your fingers pointing back and start walking your hands back. Really gripping the mat. Walking the feet back into a down facing dog. Getting into a plank, we start by rounding the upper back and lifting the toes. So lift, round the upper back, all the way down, hold, and inhaling baby cobra or up facing dog if you have it in your practice. Let's do this one more time. Lifting the heels and rounding the upper back, down in either up facing dog or cobra. Let's place the knees onto the mat. Left foot this time onto the floor. Remember, heel on the mat, knees stacked over the ankle. Thumb into the crease of the hip. Using the right hand, we can grip the left wrist, elbow pointing back, and twist. So my left elbow is pulling this hand forward, this hand back. Or going a bit deeper, so wrapping the arm all the way around, and also wrapping the waist. With the inhale, we lengthen the spine. The exhale, we twist a bit more. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, twist. Hold it there. Slowly unwind. I'm going to walk my foot forward or my knee back, pressing the tailbone down. So we want as much space as possible between the knee and the heel, so that you can really press your tailbone forward. So you feel the stretch in the groin. And now option to hold it here. You can open your heart from here, or what we did earlier, extend your arms up. Slowly releasing, down facing dog. Lifting the heel, rounding the upper back, and let's go right here, hold it here, pushing back up, and down again, hold it down, inhaling baby cobra, exhaling child pose. 3 breaths. Let's come up onto our knees. Different options here. Hands behind the feet. And from here, option 1, inhaling, we just open the heart. We keep facing straight front. Exhaling, center. If you want to go a bit further, you can engage the chin. Gazing diagonal without squeezing the vertebrae in your neck. So we still want to lengthen the back of the neck. Or you could even go further up by lifting your hips with the inhale. Let's do one more and hold. Back to center, sitting up. So we've opened up the heart, rounding the back, we've stretched sideways. Now we also want a lateral stretch, another lateral stretch. We did one earlier with the child pose. Let's continue with or without a block. Inhaling, reaching your right arm up. And you imagine your shoulders are against a wall so they cannot twist sideways. You really reach far for the block here and see if you can place your elbow without lifting the hip. Hold it right there. Keep pushing your chest forward. Inhaling. Let's come back to center. If you're using a block, just gonna lean forward. So different options. You can have your elbows here and you may feel the stretch right there. Or you can place your forehead on the block in any position. Or do it without the block. We want to make sure that we keep the tailbone into the mat, because otherwise I could lift and go much further. But it's not really stretching the spine or the hips. Just relaxing wherever you are. Couple more breaths. Using both hands, press down against the mat, rolling up. Let's work on the other side. We can switch leg, placing the block on the side. Remember, if you don't want to use a block, that's fine too. Starting, we always inhale and lengthen before we do anything with the spine. Exhaling, reaching far with the elbow, lengthening the outside of your spine, also lengthening the bottom side of the spine. And from here, let's see if we can press the opposite hip down. Option to gaze towards the hand or towards the ceiling. So for me, it doesn't really feel good on my neck to gaze up. I'd rather gaze down. Next, inhale, pressing your hand, elbow into the block, coming back to center. Same thing as on the other side, with or without the block, either the elbows on the block, the forehead on the block, elbows down or forehead down. Using both hands, both arms, pushing the floor away, rolling back up. Let's do a last one for the neck. If you have any concerns about your neck or any injuries, past injuries, just do it without any weight. Start by lengthening the spine and bringing the chin towards the sternum. If you want to go a bit deeper, interlacing the fingers, you can place the hands on the back of the head, elbows down. We keep lengthening the spine, applying gentle weight, progressively a little bit more weight. This is only if you never had any injuries with your neck. This feels actually pretty good if you lengthen the spine. Slowly releasing the arms, back to center, hands to heart center, knuckle of the thumbs against your heart. I hope your back feels lifted and relaxed and lengthened. If you enjoy this video, if you feel a difference in your spine, please share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. From my heart to yours, with love, namaste.